Yeah, it's still my birthday week. I'm still celebrating because after I get out of here this morning, the wife has a surprise for me. And since the dog is here,
Yeah, I'm here.
that's our first segment because he owes me from Tuesday. And a pair of Dietzes are waiting as well. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up. I got to thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star Weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah! Today I get my birthday surprise from my honey. I'm excited. Good morning and welcome one and all to the fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Man, it's been a great week. And I know some people asking, what happened to you yesterday? I just fell out. I was tired. In the immortal words of my wife. Victor's here. Dog is here. Dietz is standing by. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's going on, sir?
What is going on, boss?
I got my fuel, so I'm good.
Good.
There you go.
Okay, so I made Dog a promise, and it's one of two that I'm going to keep today. Since Shane couldn't be here on Tuesday for the birthday stream, he says he has a couple of good stories.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I went back and Jody and I watched it and laughed our heads off. All right, Dog, hit it.
Man, where do I even begin with the stories with us? I mean, come on here. On here.
We're only talking about almost 13 years.
Right?
I mean, come on. From being completely hammered on air together.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that story will never die.
No.
And it's probably going to be continuations of that because it won't be the last time you guys are hammered on air.
Here's that one. I was having a rotten day. I was living in LaPorte, Indiana, going through a lot at the time. I was having a rotten day. Then I get a package delivered to me from a distillery in Oregon. I forgot I had made a request of them to try one of their specials.
Mm.
They're like, hell yeah, have at it. So my brain starts turning.
Right.
And I get this brilliant idea to try it on the air. Then I thought better of it and said, nah, I better not do that. So I got a hold of the dog. Now I said, Dog, we need to share the mic for a while. He said, what's going on? I told him. And then I showed him the goodies that I got. And he says, oh, you need to do a live review of this. I said, are you sure? He says, yes, without question. And I said, why live on the air? If few minutes pass, and he says, "Because I'm going to be hammered with you." I said, "Screw it." I pushed the button, and I started testing this liquor on the air.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Live. This is when multi-streaming was first becoming a thing. This is 2016. Why did I do that?
Because we thought it was a good idea at the time.
I thought it was a good idea at the time. Yeah. Whoops. I didn't know how much time had passed, but I turned on the thing at 7 o'clock. Next thing I knew, it was midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And Shane and I were both hammered.
Yes, we were.
And when I say hammered, I mean just that. And then Shane says, "Don't you have to go on air tomorrow?" And I'm halfway out of my mind. I'm going, I don't think I'm going to make it. Somehow I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still half hammered the next morning.
I remember that. I really do.
All right, Shane, your turn.
Oh, man. First story I can think of is the first time we actually ended up talking. First day of Dark Knight.
LaShawn Encarnacion.
And the crazy thing about that was I really had nothing 100% to do with it till right at the end. He and I were talking about things, and he mentioned that, you know, he knew you, and he figured I'd be a good fit for the show. I was like, all right, let's see how this works out.
Safe to say it has worked out.
Safe to say, yeah, I think it did.
Safe to say, with Dog being a part of the show for now almost 13 years, yeah, I think it worked out pretty well.
Pretty much. I mean, and of course, the other stories I can think of are just late night calls, man.
Yeah. Shared a few of them.
Yeah. There's been plenty more. There have been plenty more. There have been times where there were times I was up with a kiddo, and next thing I know, my phone would be ringing. It's like midnight, 1 a.m., and we're laying down groundwork for next day's show.
Yep. Don't go to bed until 3. Back up 5 hours later.
When you were going at 8 a.m.
Yep. And I wasn't even drinking coffee at the time. I was straight up not drinking coffee. I'd had the occasional iced coffee, but nothing as heavy as now. How many times have I tried to kick this habit?
Multiple times.
Yes.
Crap.
I mean, it's a habit I'm trying to kick, and it ain't always working.
It's like well, let me get Dietz in here really quick since we're sharing stories again.
The man that almost got you kicked out of Starbucks
several times.
Right.
The man who's
Here's
gonna laugh
Dietz.
at the information I got.
Passionate.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not gonna keep him off the field tonight!
Totally.
This one has a chance!
DIETZ.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
And also to add
Brother
to
and
that,
sister back together again.
Yep. The next soundbite I'm going to add to that, courtesy of the late, great Keith Jackson. If that doesn't whet your appetite, you're watching the wrong channel. How are you, Dietz? Good to see you.
Doing good. Let me just say this right off the rip. If you're new to the show, if you're new to us here in chat, by the way, hello. Say hi to us. Let us know you're in chat and watching. But if you're new to watching the show and you want to catch up on all the lore that Snowman in the Morning has been, you want to catch up on everything, you want a quick recap, go watch Tuesday's show and get all the stories of everybody on the show. You'll catch up real quick. And so everybody go listen to Tuesday's show. It was fantastic. It was a fun time. I'm glad we got to do it.
It was fabulous.
That being said, we're here, and the past is the past. We got a lot to truck. We got a lot to truck through.
Yeah, we do. We got to do it in 120 minutes because my bride is taking me on a surprise getaway for my birthday. Good. But folks, I'm going to share this really quick. This man here to my right almost got me kicked out of Starbucks several times. Why? He and I, well, he's our college football guy and has been for the entirety of his time on the air. The first time we were on the air together, I had a cutoff of 30 minutes. I said 30 minutes, then I got other stuff to do. Wrong. He jumped right into it and said something that had me laughing so hard, I begged him not to get me kicked out of Starbucks. What was the subject, you ask? Iowa versus Northwestern. Every year that Iowa plays Northwestern, that's 30 minutes in and of itself. Right. And Dietz and I always throw barbs at each other. And I like Iowa. I've seen the great Kinnick Stadium. I've been in Kinnick Stadium. I'm a Big Ten guy. I'm from Chicago. So I've seen Kinnick. I've seen Memorial Stadium in Champaign, seen Memorial Stadium in Bloomington. But beginning next week, we're going to start our college football previews. And I know Dietz is ready. I'm getting ready for it. All right. Lots to catch up on. We'll continue to share stories throughout the course of the show. 16 after the hour. And Dietz gave me the perfect title because Allie's going to be here in hour 2, and this is going to be the bulk of the show. In a simple sentence, and I love you for this, my man, the WNBA is broken. ... Again. Can it be fixed?
I was going to say again.
And
it's not again. It's not again broken. It's not, Victor. It's not again.
No,
it's been broken. It's been broken, so it's never been fixed. And the cracks are getting wider and wider and wider.
Yeah,
as Troy Aikman said during a football broadcast, the crack is now turned into a canyon. And I want to start this with a little journalism one-on-one, and I'm gonna hand the floor to Dietz about that. With a couple of quotes from, of all people, Adam Silver.
Wow.
Floor is yours, Dietz.
Okay. Well, the first thing we have to discuss is everyone that's been talking about the WNBA for the last probably 2 weeks has been the bulk of the people, no matter what side you're on this, whether you're on the WNBA is unfixable or whether, the WNBA is fine. Everyone has been on the train of, where's Adam Silver? What is Adam Silver going to do about this? Where can Adam Silver step in and help this situation?
Right.
And everyone's been saying this has been the one constant thing that Adam Silver was going to be the white knight and come in and save the day.
Why did anyone think that? I'll never know.
Snowman, give me this camera.
Yes, sir.
For those of you that thought Adam Silver was going to come in and save the day for either side and come in and do the right thing, Adam Silver is a spineless human being. He has no authority. He has shown that he has no authority in this league and in the entire NBA. He is a coward. He is a coward, and he has no chance of saving this league or saving his league right now. Because what he has done is not only did he look at a problem and say, you know what, if there's a crack in the foundation, I'm going to put some sealant on it. I'm going to try to clog this up. He broke that sumbitch wide open and made it even worse.
Yep.
This guy, and is this fixable now? That's what makes you ask the question, is this even fixable? And you know what? As I always say, Victor is always going off on the Cowboys, and he always says, I have to walk him off the ledge. We'll see if in hour two, Ali can close some of this and say, no, the WNBA is salvageable, because right now, I'm on the board of this league is absolutely unsavable. You cannot come back from this.
I have a question.
Let me add something. Let me add something to this. As you guys know, for the last season plus, I have been the alternative play-by-play voice of the Indiana Fever. I live here in Indiana. The hype was very real, but I just get sick of people that say to me, oh, you're doing it just because of Caitlin Clark joining the Fever. No. And Shane and Victor and Dietz can back me up on this. I have been covering Caitlin Clark since 2023.
You covered
during her time
for a while
at Iowa. I've been covering her during her time since her time at Iowa.
Here's the thing. You covered the Sky for a while.
4 years.
In Chicago.
4 years.
So that doesn't hold you either. But I got to ask a question. What moron truly believe that of all people, the person that can save the day is Adam Silver? Adam Silver.
Oh, it's not some moron. It has been all over. As I said, I've listened to a lot of people. I've listened to the shout outs to the Black and White Sports Podcast.
Yes,
they've been on it. And he's been what he's no fan. He's no fan of this league or anything.
Right.
But his thing that he's been saying is, where is Adam Silver in all this? Where is Adam Silver? I'll tell you where Adam Silver is. Adam Silver is giving in to the mob. And, and this is, and the thing is, this is what irks me about these people. They say, we're calling for this. And then when Adam Silver does come out and make his statement, they don't even cover it.
No.
They don't even cover what he said, because what he said is so damning. It's so damning to this league. And look, again, this goes beyond Caitlin Clark. This goes beyond the WNBA game on the court. This is not the game on the court. People, I know people are going to say, "Oh, the game is better than it's ever been." This, that, and the other thing. This is not about the watchability or the play on the court. The play on the court. This is what's so frustrating about this league. The play on the court has been better than we've ever seen it.
Yes.
And the management in the upper levels of the WNBA office, and now we got to leak into the actual NBA office. It's the top of all those people in the league offices. They are actively sabotaging this league. They're actively sabotaging their own product and this is what makes it wild, is they're doing it for reasons. I mean, they're not doing it for any specific. They're not doing it because we really, and they come out and say, we really care about this league. Meanwhile, they make policies and make decisions that have actively hurt the league going forward. They have failed to capitalize on what is happening right now, all the good things that are happening in this league right now. And I'm talking about an article from last week about Adam Silver, but an article literally just dropped an hour ago.
Okay.
Came across my desk. I posted it in the group chat that we have.
Yeah.
But I imagine a lot of people haven't gotten a chance to read it yet. I got a chance to read it. I got some notes on it, but I haven't dissected it. It's a long article.
Yeah.
But it goes through Snowman's best friend Kathy Engelberg's entire career as
I'm gonna suck you in the mouth for that.
as the commissioner of this league, and talks about
this is Dietz getting even with me for every time I razzed him for some.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
I love
for
it.
Anyone who asks the question of where's Adam Silver, I can tell you exactly where Adam Silver is. And Snowman, don't follow me on this. He's cowering in the corner like a freshly
kicked puppy.
Exactly.
He is, and it's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild. But so let's dive right into it. So before
you dive in, let me read this for you. Gina's with us, says big love and support to you, Snowman Multimedia. Happy Friday. Have a great day. She also couples it with, please tell your co-host I am cracking up. The word moron gets me every time. So you have a fan club now.
When the word fits, it fits.
All right.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Gina, her name was Gina, right?
Yes.
Okay. Gina, if you're still listening and you're still commenting, great for the comment, but you need to identify who's the moron here. Are you talking about me or are you talking about everybody else? Because both could be applicable. Both could be.
Wait a minute.
Both could be applicable.
I think she's talking about your use of the word moron and how you say it.
Yeah.
I think she's talking about that. And Dietz, I'm taking your advice. Dietz, I'm gonna start taking your advice on how to get rid of the caffeine habit, and that's to stock up on Gatorade and Powerade. Go on, please.
Yep. So anyway, all of this, has stemmed. It's hard to talk about because it blew up over the Caitlin Clark, Alyssa Thomas thing.
Yes.
That is where this blew up into. Basically a nuclear bomb that's gone off, and but it's hard for us to talk about because we have been saying it for 2 years. Yes. We have been seeing the cracks for 2 years and pointing them out, and every time we point them out, people say, "Oh, you're making a bigger deal out of this. You're making a big deal out of that. Oh, that's not that big of a deal."
Caleb Hernandez in the chat,
and Caleb Hernandez just outlined your point.
He
jumps right in and
knew it was coming. As if I knew it was coming. No, but this is the thing. This is the thing.
How? Explain.
This is the thing. Hold on. We'll get to Damien. We'll get to Damien.
This in a minute. Let Dietz outline.
We'll get to Damien, but we got to set this up. We have to set up where we are so that we can move forward. But as I said, we've been talking about it for 2 years. But now that the Alyssa Thomas thing has come out, it hit outside of sports media. It hit outside of people who just cover the WNBA. Notice it. It's hit all sectors of media.
And 2 years ago, before you go on, Dietz, 2 years ago, that was the biggest warning you not only gave me, but to every purist of the WNBA. Because when I started covering the Indiana Fever, that was the first warning you dropped on me 2 years ago. And you told me, beware when you dive in of regular people, your exact words, regular people covering the W. And you also dropped this tidbit to me, which is why I stepped away from it. Not only regular people covering it, but how they cover it. Here's what I mean. There's a lot of streamers now that are doing Indiana Fever games. Gentlemen, riddle me this. And Dog, I know you're here, so you can come in too. Riddle me this. As long as you guys have been watching, who was the first one to really cover the W play-by-play wise on YouTube, and in specific the Indiana Fever?
You.
Now I'm going to ask a question that'll include a beep, and Victor, this should answer your question that you asked me in private of why I'm stepping away until after the All-Star break.
Go ahead.
Where did all these other, doggone it, the sound's not there. Where did all these other come from? Huh? Where did they come from? They see this. They see.
It's blood. It's blood in the water. There's blood in the water, and the sharks have come, and the sharks are coming, and everybody notices. Oh, if I cover this, if I start covering NBA Fever games, I'm going to start covering this because people are paying attention to Caitlin Clark. People are paying attention, and they've jumped on the board. They've jumped on the bandwagon of. And it's not just one sided. It's all sides. People that have come out and said, "Oh, Caitlin Clark's not a big deal." They're starting to cover Fever games because they want to find the cracks in Caitlin Clark and they want to take shots at Caitlin Clark.
And that's all they do. That's all they do. And
there's also people that have come out and say they want to be the white knight for Caitlin Clark, and they want to defend Caitlin Clark, and they've come out of the woodworks, and they're just looking at all the bad things the WNBA is doing, and this is not fair to Caitlin Clark, and they want to point out all of that.
Right.
So you're getting it on both sides. Where we have always sat, and we always do this. We do this with every topic. It doesn't matter, and anybody can say, "Oh, we're homers for our team" or whatever. We have always called balls and strikes down the middle.
Yes, we have.
We have always called it fair. We have always tried to stay fair with, "Hey, here's what happened. Here's the situation. Now let's talk about the situation, and let's try to fix what's happening, or let's celebrate what we need to celebrate." That's how we've always done this.
Mm-hmm.
So in this situation, it is very hard for us to sit here because a lot of people are coming in. They want to see Snowman taking shots at Kathy Engelberg for this. Yep. They want to see Snowman get on her for this. Then there's other people that want to come in and say, "Well, how are you going to fix this league? And how are you going to?" Whereas a lot of us here are saying the way to fix this: burn the thing down. I mean, burn the building to the ground. That's basically what's going on.
Basically, but start over.
That's where we sit. That's where we sit right now. So the Alyssa Thomas thing happens. Kathy Engelberg decides to pretty much not even. I mean, just the worst move in the history of moves, where instead of saying, "Hey, Dan, this isn't a good time for me to show up on your show, Mr. Patrick. I know you got a good show, but it's not time for me to make a statement." No, she tells him, "I'll be on the show," and then ghosts him.
And then don't show up.
I mean, that's like the way to handle that is, "Hey, I'm not at a point where I can discuss a lot of the issues. I'll make a statement, and maybe in a couple months I'll come on the show."
Right.
That's the way to handle it. If you were planning on not going on at all, but to say, "Yeah, I'll be there," and then not show up, that was a damning move. So that's what jumped Adam Silver into all that. That's what made everybody go, "Wait, she's ducking questions, so we have to go above her and go to Adam Silver." And so they do that. So they do it. They go to Adam Silver and they talk to him and they say, well, they're talking to him about the WNBA. And these are the quotes from the article.
Okay.
The article is entitled, this is the title of the article, and this is why we're talking Journalism 101. Right. The title of the article is Adam Silver says Caitlin Clark is a political football. All right, now I want Snowman. I want you to take your fever. I want you to take your sports. I want you to take your sports takes off this. I want you to go into Northwestern as a Northwestern journalism graduate or student, right? You took classes there.
Yes. You took
classes. Again, we talk about it all the time. Northwestern, one of the best sports journalism programs in the world. Okay, so I want you to put your journalism hat on. Okay. When I talk to you about this. So in that title, you would think that title, just reading the title,
Caitlin Clark.
This article is going to be about Adam Silver and Caitlin Clark, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's what this article is going to be about.
Because you have them You have them right there in the title.
Because they're in the title, and people are going to click on the title. People are going to click on the title because I want to get caught up on this situation. I want to hear what he thinks about Caitlin. I want to hear what Caitlin thinks about all this. That's what you think you're going to get in the article.
Yes.
Okay. So
absolutely.
So in the first two paragraphs of this article, they start talking about Adam Silver was asked a question. He was asked at a podium, and he said this. He said, Caitlin Clark has become a political football. So you're like, interesting. Let me see what he has to say about this. So you see the expanded quote, which I have here.
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
No, well, yeah, go ahead. Quote.
Open it up.
Quote.
She's an incredible player and person. She has become a bit of a political football in this country. End quote.
Close. Quote. Dumbass. Quote.
Well, here's
okay. So he says this. So hold on, Victor, because there's more to this. There's more to this.
Oh yeah.
That's only the first part of the quote. So he says this. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he said it at a press conference or if he said it in a direct meaning. He said this to reporters because it's been reported all over the place. So I'm guessing he said this at a press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what no one is noticing. No one asked him, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by Caitlin Clark is a political football? What? Notice how he said, incredible player and person.
Person, yes.
But she is so what is it about her that is a political football? That is a political problem.
So you're getting both extremes in one sentence.
Let me explain.
Go, Victor.
Because I do understand where he's coming from. It's coming from a place, and it's not on Caitlin, but Caitlin's image is being used as a political football because a lot of people who may like Caitlin Clark might be of more conservative, and those who dislike Caitlin might be of a more liberal political alignment.
Well, so again, no one dives into this and asks him, all right, what statements has Caitlin Clark made that has made her a political football? Mm-hmm. What statement has she ever made? Well, she's never done anything other than she plays basketball, she plays hard, and things have happened. Now
it's not her saying; it's how people are viewing her and what people are supporting.
Okay, we can roll with that. But now he starts to describe where this is going down the line, and this is, again, we've talked about this multiple times on the show of the officiating and all this stuff. And my stance on this, I just want everybody to be clear of what I've said in the past.
Okay.
So that you don't think I'm just jumping on the train here. I have said this every time we've talked about it, and somebody has said, "Oh, these officials need more training."
Yes.
Every time someone said that, I've come back with, then why hasn't there been any changes at all? Why is this only happening in one? Why isn't this league wide? Why isn't this happening every single? Why can we watch a Fever game and see 7 or 8 missed calls or 7 or 8 calls that are, and usually it's both. Usually it's 7 or 8 missed calls and 7 and 8 calls that make absolutely zero sense when we see them, when we put the video on and say, what were you seeing on here? Because I didn't see anything. So you have all these missed calls in Fever games, and then you put on an Atlanta Dream versus Seattle game.
Yep.
And you're not. You might see. It's a basketball game. We get it. There might be 1 or 2. One or two is
right.
One or 2 is okay, but we're not seeing 8, 9, 10 calls that are questionable. We're not seeing that in other games. So if it's about they're not being trained properly, then you would be seeing it every game. You would be seeing there's a missed call here, there's missed calls here, there's 10 or 12 missed calls in this game, 10 or 12 missed calls here, 10 or 12. So it's not training. It's not a training issue.
They're not
probably, like I said, it's probably 1, 2, maybe even 3 in every game.
That was the point. That was the point Dietz was making.
So uneven.
It's
like, wait a minute, because a case in point, the semifinals from last year that you saw, Snowman.
Yep.
Which was the
Las Vegas
Aces and the Fever.
Game 5.
And it wasn't even on Caitlin Clark. It was on Aaliyah Boston.
That ghost foul. That 6th foul.
And we both looked at it and said, it's not a foul. So if you want to say
they even replayed it several times on the feed that I had here on my monitor.
So about those calls though. So about that, as I've said, if it were league wide and we're seeing it all over the place, we'd say yes, the officials need to be trained more.
Yeah.
My feeling on this and what I've said is this is a directive. This is a directive from the top. Yeah. From the top, from inside the league office, that they have said, hey, in Fever games, in games against, go easy on when Caitlin Clark gets knocked to the floor. It's not a foul. It's not a foul if you knock her to the floor. However, if she barely touches somebody, it's a foul. We need to be tight. That's been my take on this. Now, here's what Adam Silver had to say about that.
But hold on. Before you do that, it's not even that. It's the fact that if she even complains about it,
and that we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get there
because I want to. When we get there, I have something from the media side that I want to add to it. But Dietz, go on.
But again, this is what Adam Silver said, and again, this is about the Alyssa Thomas situation.
Okay.
Where we have to remember, in the Alyssa Thomas situation, Caitlin Clark was knocked to the floor.
Yep.
And Alyssa Thomas put an arm to her throat.
Yep.
While getting up. This is what Adam Silver had to say. That incident is not about whether a foul was called at the time in the game or whether that was ultimately a flagrant or review. On review.
Then what's it about?
What?
So basically what he's saying now in this quote, what he's saying is this isn't about whether it should have been a foul on the play. This is not about whether we had to go back and look at it. It's not about the play on the court. This call was not about the play on the court. When everybody sees that play, they know it's a foul. And then when they see somebody getting punched in the throat, everyone who's ever watched an NBA basketball game knows that's a flagrant foul. That's an immediate ejection.
Yes.
Everyone who's ever watched basketball knows that.
Mm-hmm. I'll put it like this: it's a Draymond Green.
On the court, there was no regular foul. There was no flagrant foul. There was no ejection. There was nothing from the officials. Did not even step in to clear them before this even happened.
Play went on. play went. I didn't do that game, but I do know play went on, and Phoenix wound up getting a bucket out of that. They wound up getting a bucket out of that exchange.
And then he couples. Then he doubles down on this. Doubles down on this and says, "I don't think this issue is about officiating. It has become a political ping pong with her."
Oh my God.
End quote. I want you to understand what he just said. He just said, for everybody that says, "Oh, the officiating, they need more training on officiating." The commissioner of all basketball just said it's not about the officials did it. The officials did the right thing. He just said those officials were right. He just said those officials called it correctly on the court.
And then hides behind, this is all about, because now it's come a situation where if you criticize anything, now it's all a political situation. It's all politics.
And now it comes in. Now that's what he said in the first part of it. And what he said in the second part is he said the quiet part out loud. It's become a political ping pong with her. What is the political problem with Caitlin Clark? No one asked this question. What, Adam Silver, what is the problem with Caitlin? What is the political problem with Caitlin Clark? What is it? Because we have gone through this, and I've said this every time, and every time somebody tries to bring up, what is the political issue that Caitlin Clark has?
Right.
What is it? Because go through it. Is it because she's a woman? Well, everybody in the WNBA is a woman. So that's out of the question. So as far as political goes, is it because she's Republican or Democrat? Well, guess what? I don't know. I don't care I don't know what Caitlin Clark is, because I don't care what her political affiliation is, and nobody should know. Nobody should know except Caitlin Clark what she's doing. But
you know why we don't know? Because she doesn't say anything about it. She doesn't announce it. She doesn't prop it up. So we can take both of those. We can take both of those off the table. From everything I've heard about Caitlin Clark, she has been basically down the middle all the time. And
yes,
she has been down the middle. So if you're one of these far left people, she's gonna piss you off because she's in the middle and she doesn't care about all this stuff.
She doesn't.
If you're one of these far right religious freaks that are out there, she's gonna piss you off because she's down the middle. She doesn't give a crap about all that. She's in the middle, so she's gonna piss off both ends.
What people don't like about that. Let me add this: what people don't like about that is that all she wants to do is two things: live her life and play basketball.
And that's it.
That is it.
Live her life and play basketball.
Live her life and play. And she wants to live her life and play basketball.
And here's the rub. Here's the rub. Here's the rub to all of this. The rub to all of this is, I will tell you this right now. I don't have statistics to back this up, but I can guarantee you, I'm probably close to right on this. 95% of people, 95% are in the bubble of they don't give a crap about all this. They do not care. Okay, they don't care. They just want to live their life and go about their business and sit down, watch a basketball game, and do all that. 95% of people are in that circle.
Yes.
You have 5%. You probably have 2% that are on the far left, 2% that are on the far right, and those people are the loudest people they're the loudest people. If you've ever been on social media, they're the people that are attacking everybody, and they're the loudest voices. So when he says it's a political football, no, it's the smallest percent of people that are arguing about this. 95% of the people do not give a crap about any of this.
Well, it's like
they don't give a crap about it. Why? Because they're like, hey, live your life, just don't affect mine.
It's like I said before.
That's where 95% of us live.
And Snowman has heard me say this multiple times. The main reason why a lot of people have a dislike for Caitlin Clark has been because she does not promote an agenda. And
she does not check a box.
The WNBA is all about agendas. Case in point, Brittany Griner.
Yes.
How long did we have to hear? Now, look, situations of what happened with her in Russia, you could throw it up in the air, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But how many people sat there and ballyhooed and boo-hooed about the fact that we need to bring Brittany Griner home and she needs to be home and all the... Okay. But after she came back, did anyone talk about her game?
No.
Anyone talk about her on the floor?
Nope.
No.
So here's the thing. So here's the thing. So there's only two issues. There's only two issues, and we're talking political issues. There's only two political issues that you can get to Caitlin Clark. And one, the race of her skin. Guess what? Caitlin Clark can't change that.
Right. Can't.
Caitlin Clark can't affect that. So we need to take that out. The other problem, and what's left? Once we take race off, what's left?
Orientation.
Her sexuality.
That's what I said about the agenda.
That's me. So when he says she's a political ping pong, a political football, why is she a political football? Because the upper echelon of the WNBA is full of people who are not only, they're full of people who are, nope, our best player has to be gay. Has to be an LGBTQ. And now, what I'm telling you is what I'm going to tell you about this, because I know it's going to come out. I know that there's probably people in the chat right now. There's probably people listening to this that are going to comment. And if anybody does see this and comments, guess what? You can call me a bigot all you want. You can call me a bunch of names, ifs and phobe, all you want. All I have to say about this is I do not care. If you are gay, awesome. Right. If you're not gay, awesome.
Right.
Right. I'm not going to sit here and but what these people and for, like I said, why I made that 95%, for 95% of people, that's how they feel. If you're gay, awesome. Be you. Go do your thing.
Yes.
And go do your thing. And if you're not gay, awesome. You're not gay. Don't bother the people. Don't bother the people who are gay. Let them do their thing. Leave them alone. Let them live their life. Mm-hmm. We live our lives. We come together and we're fine.
Right.
What the problem is there is a percentage of people, as I said, the fringe percent.
Mm-hmm.
They are militant of nope. If you don't align with us, we must destroy you.
Yes.
If you do not align with our agenda, then you must be destroyed. And that's the political football that Caitlin Clark is going through. Is that Caitlin Clark is better than everybody else on the court. She's more popular than everybody else. She's the most popular person in this league.
She's
they can't have it. They cannot have her they cannot have her because why? Because they want to push the agenda of the LGBTQ. And anybody who tunes in and sees, wait a minute, they want to, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to change the minds of people of saying, hey, look, the greatest player in the WNBA is LGBTQ. Paige Beckers is the best player in the league and she's gay. So it's okay to be gay. Guess what? If Caitlin Clark is better than Paige Beckers and people watch the game and they see that, oh my God, Caitlin Clark is dominating this league and she's the better player, they can't have this. They can't have that because it threatens their agenda. Well, and that's why they have attacked her since day one. This didn't start 2 weeks ago. This has been going on for 2 years of completely. And they found out what they found out over the 2 years that Caitlin has been in this league. They have tried to ruin her character. They have tried to ruin her character and ruin her through the media. And what happened? It blew up in their face.
Yep.
They tried to ruin her last year by getting her injured. What happened? It's blown up in her face because she's bigger. She's bigger than anyone now. Just look at her Nike deal. Just look at everything that she's been doing. When she was injured, she was out doing promotions and out doing Gatorade commercials and out doing all this stuff. So she's become more popular when they tried to break her that way. So now they've realized, you know what? We just need to get her out. We just need to get her out. We just need to knock her down, and we need to make sure, hey, if she gets knocked down in the course of a game, that's not a foul. But if we can foul her out of the game and make her not play anymore, then we'll have people talking about, see, she doesn't play defense well. She doesn't get in defensive position because that's a foul.
And I'll tell you,
when we watch it, we know it's not a foul.
Hold on.
And I'll tell you 2 games, just a moment, Victor. I'll tell you 2 games earlier this season that I did back to back, both on the West Coast, and Dietz hung out with me for both of them. In San Francisco versus Golden State, and in Portland versus the Portland Fire. And I'll attach something to that because Caitlin Clark fouled out of the Golden State game. No, she didn't foul out of either of them. She picked up 5 fouls in both games. And I'll attach something that Dietz said about this from a media standpoint. What is the one thing that Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have that no other team in the WNBA has? I'll answer that for you. Every single game is what? Televised.
Televised. Every single game. Every single
game across all the networks. USA, Peacock, NBC, ESPN, of course, they got the bulk of it, and they have the playoffs. CBS Sports, which may take the WNBA finals, according to sources that I have. Every single Caitlin Clark game, every single Indiana Fever game, Caitlin Clark or not, this year has been televised. All 44 have been televised. All 44 games will be televised. Every single game to date has been televised. Every other game in the every other team in the W has had at least 3 games put behind a paywall that we like to call the WNBA website or the WNBA app. It's behind that paywall. Every single Indiana Fever game is televised, and in many ways that is in many ways that pisses a lot of people off. Well, what are you going to do? Just hold on, Dietz. What are you going to do when you have the most popular player? We have said this for 2.5 years. What are you going to do when you have the most popular player and people, be it bad reasons or good, want to see her play? They're either going to pick her apart because of her game or they're going to praise her because of what she did. And I'll give you a prime example of that. Give me this camera. Against Seattle in an exciting finish, Caitlin Clark became the first player in WNBA history, and Caleb Hernandez, I'm going to piss you off when I say this, and I want to piss you off when I say this. Caitlin Clark became the first player in the 30-year history of the W, and keep in mind, I've been a fan of the W since its inception, with a 40.10 assist game. 45 points, 11 assists. Great job. Fever won that exciting game, 110-107. That was the game where I nearly came back to the microphone for the Indiana Fever, but my gut said otherwise. More on that later. More on that during.
Okay. I just read something, but I want to hear Victor.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me finish. You know what people started saying, including the Dietz, how'd you put it? The everyday people that cover the W? Well, it's Seattle. You idiot. 45 points is 45 points. And because it is, you know what? Yeah, Dietz, you know where I'm going.
45 points.
45 points, 10 assists. First player in WNBA history to record a 45-point, 10 assist game in history. But because It is number 22, Caitlin Clark. They dismiss it. Victor, go.
Okay. So all that, right? You want to say, oh, well, Caitlin's getting all the shine and all this, and we're not propping up anybody else. Then why don't you go to the person in charge and say, yo, we got a bunch of people here, a bunch of really great players. Why are you not putting them out there? Why are you not propping them up? Why don't you go to her and say, you need to rework the TV deal so that majority of these teams get all their games televised?
Right.
So that's just the Fever.
Right.
But you don't do that. Instead,
they don't want.
She's the problem.
Here's the point. Here's Victor. I'll answer that. Here's the point. And we're gonna need a break. We're gonna need a break soon. Shane just gave me the cue. Dr. K just gave me the cue. I know we're gonna need a break soon. But let's finish with this. This is gonna be continuing. Good grief. This can go all day. We may have to continue this. But with all of that, you know why they won't fix that? I have two reasons. One, they don't want to fix it. And two, most importantly, it ruins their agenda.
It ruins the narrative.
It ruins their agenda, and you know why they won't do it. And Victor, you know why they won't do that? Because look, if Caitlin Clark is on every time, they have the excuse of, well, see, it's only Caitlin Clark games because they put a Caitlin Clark game on and it does gangbusters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they put on, if they put on a Paige Beckers versus who cares? Pick a team, any other team.
Dallas
and that game, let's say that, and that game does a third of the audience. It doesn't just break. It doesn't just it doesn't just not make their agenda. It completely crashes their agenda.
Yep.
Because their agenda is everybody. Why are we doing this? Why are we pushing this? Why are we pushing this LGBTQ stuff? Because everybody cares about it. When they see the numbers, if you put those games on national television, you're going to see those numbers, and they're going to be able to talk about it. But one last thing before we go to break, and then we'll probably come back and we'll probably talk more about this. And we got Allie coming on, so we're definitely going to talk about this more in the next hour. But one thing, and I want to address this to Mr. Hernandez.
Okay.
Floor is yours.
You said, and I just read your quote, and I think you meant bully when you said Bill. But Caitlin, you want Caitlin to be able to bully players in this league. Caitlin does not bully people in this league.
Name one time it's happened.
And there's been proof of this, and you're on the complete wrong end of this. What they are doing is saying, Caitlin, you cannot bully anyone, but anybody can do anything to you. Case in point, last game, where Caitlin Clark is sitting on her 7th technical foul, where she can get suspended from the league if she gets another technical foul. And what do? And so the Connecticut Sun player walks up to her and says, "Oh, I'm cooking you tonight. I'm cooking you tonight, Caitlin." The refs say nothing. The refs say nothing about this player taunting Caitlin. Caitlin said one word to her. Scoreboard.
Yep.
And guess what the officials did? Technical foul, you're taunting the other player. Because she said, "I'm cooking you," and Caitlin said, "We're winning the game by 20 points, you retard." I mean, she said it in one word, but that's what she was telling this person is, you are retarded. I'm kicking your ass right now. And you have the balls to come at me? Caitlin could have been a lot worse. All she said was scoreboard, which if you've ever played a sport, I've been on both sides of this where you're getting your ass kicked, but you know what? You're still out there. You still go out and you talk some shit to the other person because that's what you do. You trash talk. You know, hey, we're playing softball. We're losing by 20 runs. So what? If somebody strikes out, I'm gonna make fun of you, even if your team is up 20 points.
Absolutely.
And you know what they respond with? Hey, you're winning the game. Right. we're winning the game, so shut up. And that's a perfectly okay response. Like that's the response they should have. The same thing. I've been on the other side where the other team is getting on me because I miss a ball at shortstop.
Yeah.
Oh look, he made an error, and I'm like, yeah, we're still up 20 runs. So we're still kicking your ass. So again, should Caitlin be bullying people? That's sports. That's sports. That's how sports work.
That's all that is. And that's all. Give me this camera. That's all that is sports. And Mr. Caleb Hernandez, let me answer your question. I can answer this emphatically because I did that game. Caitlin didn't bully Kennedy. Hell no. As a matter of fact, I got a better way to answer that question. And I know I'm going to get zapped for this by YouTube, but I don't care. And to all of our stations listening, thank you for tuning us in this morning. Bishop Bullwinkle, do it.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen.
Nene. As a matter of
fact. Again.
Hold on,
using that logic, using the logic you just said. Why is Caitlin? Why are players able to talk to her the way they talk to her? Why are they able to talk to her that way? And why when she responds, is it immediately tossed out? Yep. Why? Ask yourself why. Mm-hmm. Ask yourself why, and it will answer every one of these questions.
All the time. All the time. We're running overboard. 5 after the hour. We owe you a break. We owe you an ID. We owe you the token female. And Justin Fields, you are owed an ass kicking for 17 weeks. Second hour, Snowman in the morning. After this.
This is Snowman in the morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete, 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 delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Cause we take this job so serious.
I'm sorry, you're what are these things called?
Spices?
Spices, thank you. My brain went bleh.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I will never ever get over that.
I'm gonna have
Ever.
an aneurysm.
That's always a good time.
I love that. I told you guys when I played that for her when I was doing the bump back creations, she saw that, gave me a kiss, walked out of the room, and I said, "So that's a keeper?" She says, "Yeah, that's a keeper. That's definitely a keeper." This fall, Snowman Learns to Cook on a Budget will return during football season. Our next play-by-play call will be Saturday when the Houston Astros visit the first place White Sox from Wright Field on the south side. Why not tonight as I planned? Because my beautiful bride is pulling me away from here and saying, "Look, we're going away for the night and you can't stop me." Baby, I don't want to stop you. 11:08 and we owe you an ID.
You're listening to WQVZ 1700 AM Mission Radio.
For me and the Lord, we got an understanding. We're on a mission from God.
Broadcasting live in your region, across our nation, and around the world. This is Snowman Multimedia.
I'm on Alarm Island.
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
Who told this lie? We need to see.
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
I am cute.
Give me them cocks! Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Really?
Dog, go. I know you got a point to weigh in real quick before we bring everybody else in. Go.
I don't know how to make it after hearing that package.
What's going to happen is I'm going to have one for everybody, myself included, because I got a few of my own bloopers. Damien with a question for Dietz. If Caitlin bullying others is a part of sports, which she doesn't, which I explained in the first hour.
Exactly. Again,
Why the hell y'all crying
that.
about it when Caitlin is getting the same treatment? She's not getting
There's no such thing.
Right.
There's no such thing in sports as bullying. There's no such thing. You have a winner and you have a loser. That's sports. That is the epitome of sports. You have a winner and a loser, unless Victor and I are calling the game, then it ends in a tie.
There you go. There you go. Let me piggyback off that.
But hold on, Victor. Let me make my point because Damien asked the question, so let me answer his question.
Go, Dietz.
There is no such thing as bullying. If Caitlin's cooking her and talking trash, that's fine. If Caitlin is getting hit, if Caitlin gets hit and smacked to the floor, that's fine. As long as it's going both ways. And let's go back. Snowman knows this very well, seeing that he is now 53 years old. 53. He probably remembers the Bad Boy Pistons.
Oh my God!
1989.
They beat the crap out of Michael Jordan. Okay, they beat the crap out of him. Wait. But they did it legal. But they did it within the context of the game.
Yes.
Within the context of the game. When he drove the hole, they made sure they hit him. Chuck Daly had a thing. If he shoots the ball, foul him.
Make him get it from the free throw line.
And there were fouls. And just watch The Last Dance. What did Michael Jordan say about it? He said, I have to get better.
Yep.
I have to get stronger so that when they bully me, when they take shots at me, I can withstand those shots and I'm not tired anymore.
And it all culminated on Memorial Day 1991 when the Chicago Bulls went to the House of Doom, we like to call the Palace of Auburn Hills, and stuck a foot clean in their ass, 115-94 to sweep the Eastern Conference Finals. Because remember,
Yes.
3 consecutive years, Dietz, hang tight. 3 consecutive years, the Bulls and the Pistons met in the playoffs. God bless you, Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr. 1988, in the Eastern semifinals, Bulls were beaten 4-1. Lost game 5, 82-73. 1989, Eastern Conference Finals. First time they were in the conference finals since 1975. Lost in 6 games. 1990, Scottie Pippen's migraine. Lost in the 7th game, 92-73. 1991, the Bulls got it right. They came together, and they all said, we have to get better, led by their captain, Michael Jordan, which is what the Fever are doing, led by their captain, Caitlin Clark. Now,
but what makes these situations different, what makes these situations different is the Pistons were able to do that to Michael Jordan.
Yep.
And guess what? On the other end of the floor, Michael Jordan was able to do that to Isaiah Thomas. He was able to body up Isaiah Thomas, and it was called down the middle. Both teams were allowed to be physical.
Correct.
What you're seeing in the WNBA is one side. The Fever are allowed to get trashed, thrown to the floor, kicked, and stomped on.
Yep.
And when they get on, when it comes down the other end, Caitlin Clark is being called for putting her hands in the air.
Yep.
Well, let's look at this way.
And that's where this divide is. It's not about whether, again, this word bullying, it doesn't exist in sports. The bullying is coming from, hey, you're able to get a throat, an elbow to the throat. They're allowed to elbow you to the throat, and we're not allowed to touch the other team. That's where bullying. It's coming in from the top, where they say you can beat up the Fever, and the Fever, you ain't allowed to respond. You aren't allowed to.
Hold on, gentlemen. Gentlemen, let me do this real quick. Let's slip a little humor in here. 15 after the hour, got a couple people standing by, and give me this camera. And I know I'm gonna get an illicit reaction, and I'm doing this because we need to laugh for a little bit. Dear Kansas City Chiefs, you have risked, mortgaged, blown up, yeeted away, and thrown away your entire future, including the new stadium, for Justin Fields.
And that's going to be a graphic.
It sure is.
Why?
It sure is.
But they're not.
I know.
It's just not a true statement.
I'm doing.
He's not even going to play.
Statement. I know.
He's not even going to play a game.
The gentleman on the screen,
Patrick Mahomes is going to be back.
Yep, the gentleman on the screen is why I made that joke. I know it's not. I know it's not true. I know it's not true. I'm doing that to get Joy. I'm doing that to get Joy to laugh, because when we were doing this and just ripping into Justin Fields joining the Kansas City Chiefs, all we see backstage is Joy just throwing his hands up in the air, flipping us off behind the scenes. The scenes.
The only man I know to put
Justin Fields is going to start 3 preseason games and then never see the field again. And never see the field again.
Yep.
So they didn't you can't make the statement they risked and mortgaged their future because
I know they
Patrick
did.
Mahomes is going to be there.
But I know they did. I know they did. We got to get Allie in here. Let's bring in this beautiful redhead. Here's Allie. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing great. It's Friday.
Yes, it is.
I'm so happy. We got basketball in my city. So, and
All-Star
big-ass basketball. So, I'm pretty excited.
How you doing, Miss Allie?
Hi there. How are you doing?
Of course, my man Troy, the only man to put a carton of milk in the cabinet, a glass of milk in the fridge, in the car, and a cow in the car.
Well, I told Joy Tuesday I had a similar incident like that, and in fact, I've had it several times between my parents' house and this one. I love peanut butter.
Oh,
I absolutely adore peanut butter. Now, growing up, they would my parents would always put the peanut butter in the cabinet, right? I would be in such a rush to make a PB&J that I would put the peanut butter in the refrigerator and the jelly in the cabinet. I've done it 500,000 times.
You're not the only one.
I've done peanut butter in the cabinet. I don't put it in the fridge.
You can do either one. You can do either one.
I know. I've gotten away with it. I've gotten away with it. Now I got to get Valerie the camera because Tuesday was my birthday. She wasn't able to make it. And Allie, at this time, I want you to share your best story about me, to everybody, because everybody was making me laugh. So the floor is yours, my dear.
Thank you. This man, Brian Snow, one of the greatest forces that I've met in the sports world. He pursued me relentlessly. Not for dates, thank God. You were one of the few. Thank you. Thank you, Brian Snow, for never dating me.
No.
That allowed us to be the best of friends.
Yes.
And I remember this so well the first time we met. Was you had pursued me relentlessly via Facebook Messenger.
Yes.
To guest on your show, and the date kept getting changed. And
God, yes.
Yeah. And what happened was, where we finally met was very happenstance. It was at a what was it? It was a Chicago Sky game back in 2014. And I had never met you before. I had no idea basically what you looked like except from your Facebook pictures.
Right.
And yet, I think it was my late husband Ted and me who were covering the game, and you were sitting at the front of the row of media tables, and I was trying to get to whatever was left because I was late, and as usual, because I had 3 jobs at the time. And so I was racing from one job to another. And I had to pick up Ted, and we were finally at Allstate Arena. I forget exactly what quarter we were in, but I walked past you and I just was like hurriedly going, "Oh, I'm late. Excuse me." I looked at you. You looked at me. It's like, "That's Brian Snow. This is the guy who's been relentlessly pursuing me for the guest spot."
Yes.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we actually hugged at that time.
We did.
I thought so. And Ted, who was not yet my husband, said, it was like, "Who are you hugging? Why are you hugging anybody?" Why are you hugging anybody but me?
I remember.
Yes.
Ted gave me, bless his heart, Ted gave me a look from hell. And what in the world is this?
What in the all types of blue hell? Yeah. Don't feel bad, Brian. He did the same thing to Joe Piscopo. When we got the former Saturday Night Live guy, he was at the Chicago Film Critics Association Awards, and I was handed a golden opportunity to cover that. And Joe Piscopo was for some reason taken with me. I didn't see him do this with anybody else. But so he's like pawing me right next to Ted. Ted's going, "That's so unprofessional. Why do you allow this?" It was hilarious, but so don't feel bad. You were in good company about pawing me.
Oh my goodness! Yep. Oh man! That
I told him
gave me that night.
that was crazy. And he continued to do that. I don't think it was until we were engaged that he actually. I said, "There's no one I could love more than you, Ted.
Yes.
You're my teddy bear."
Michael.
Yep, and at the time, I was going through a lot of personal turbulence, so I just wanted Allie, not only as a friend but as a guest on the show, and here she is, folks. Each and every Friday, you see her here with the token female takeover. So that was a great one. Okay, dog, you owe me another one. Then we'll continue business.
After that, I'm still getting over that package, so I've got nothing, dude. I mean, I've got nothing.
You got what? The Alarm Island thing?
Yeah.
Well, since Dog's got nothing and Dog's here, just let me tell y'all this.
Okay.
When you see me with the notebook, you know there's a problem.
Yes.
When you see Dog with the notebook, run. Somebody's getting hit.
Wait, just a minute.
But usually,
when you see me with a pair of these, run.
Usually the one in trouble. Usually the one in trouble when Dog has the notebook is Dog himself.
Listen, Allie has seen me so many times with notebooks on top of notebooks, and I think on only one occasion when we were covering the sky together, I did not have a backpack. Only one occasion. What do you think happened? I'm on the fly into Allstate Arena. I trip and everything goes crash.
Oh my Lord.
Everything goes crash. So since that day, I've always had a backpack. All right. Let's continue our WNBA discussion. And Allie, I want you to weigh in. And Dietz, I'll let you take it from here. Go.
Okay. So, Allie, I got a question for you.
I'm all ears.
What number's higher, 48 or 26?
I love it. I say 26.
So, Allie, can you explain to me and to the audience why the leader in 3-point percentage was excluded from the 3-point shooting contest, and AZ Fudd was given the opportunity.
Oh my gosh.
When AZ Fudd is shooting 26% from 3, meanwhile Sophie Cunningham is hitting damn near every 3-pointer she shoots.
Yep.
And Sophie was not even given an invitation by this league.
And you know who else wasn't? Was Sabrina Ionescu.
Yep.
Sabrina was. She declined.
She was not. She was not.
No.
What I read was she declined.
No, I read something completely opposite. She was never asked. She would have loved an invitation. Brain Dead and Clueless is my only explanation, because I don't understand for whatever reason they declined to offer invitations not only to Sophie Cunningham but to Sabrina Ionescu. If you don't have those two in as in the 3-point shooting contest, I mean, it'll be interesting to watch AZ. It'll be interesting to watch every other person in that, but you're missing the premier shooters. I have no clue. and I'm really not happy about that.
Either. I love watching Sabrina Ionescu shoot. I mean, as you said, Allie, she's one of the premier shooters in the league. She didn't even get an invite.
Hold on. What did I say earlier? What did I just say earlier? The lack of promotion of your other players, but yet everyone wants to put it at the feet of CC.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have a 3-point shooting contest with no Sabrina Ionescu?
How do you have a 3-point shooting contest without a former 3-point champion?
Right.
Not where's Pizzle when we need him? Not a reigning two-time.
Yeah,
two-time.
3-point
Two-time champion. I thought it was weird, and the article I read was just ESPN saying no. Here's the participants, and then they had a little blurb that said Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu declined to participate. So
okay,
if Valley has other news, I tend to agree that they didn't. I tend to believe Allie that they didn't ask her because I don't see why Sabrina. I don't see why Sabrina would say, "Oh, I've won the last 2 titles. I'm not going for it. I don't want to go for a 3-peat. I'm okay with that."
Wait. And you know what?
That didn't make any sense.
Both of you are absolutely right because, in a simple sentence, Sabrina is a shooter. Period. Why would she not want to defend her 3-point championship? That's like, I'm going to trace this back to 1988, and Allie knows where I'm going. Victor, so do you. That's like asking the legendary Larry Bird not to defend his 3-point shooting title. That's like asking one of our favorite sharpshooters of all time, you know him well, Mr. Craig Hodges, not to
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, right? Or either of the Splash Brothers.
Here's another thing, though. Let's not only is
or like asking Steph Curry's father. Del Curry was in the 3-point shooting contest every year.
Hold on. Not only is she a 2-time champion, she's the only woman to go and take on the men's 3-point contest.
Stephen Curry.
That's right. Yeah. I wish they would do that again.
Not invite her.
Okay.
How do you not invite her?
I will echo a point that Allie just made and Victor has made several times. You had Steph versus Sabrina, I believe, in Indianapolis 2 years ago at Lucas Oil Stadium in front of 40,000 people. Which brings to this side note. You mean to tell me they couldn't sell out Lucas Oil Stadium 70,000 plus for the All-Star game? More on that at a later date.
Yeah.
Why won't you do it again?
It makes zero sense.
It makes no sense. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? We talked about this. Allie and I have talked about this off the air. You know what they could do to really promote both sides? The Splash Brothers versus the Splash Sisters.
Yeah.
Love it.
Steph and Clay, Sabrina and Caitlin. You don't want to tell me so it's
like mixed doubles in tennis.
So who would be the third shooter on the men's side? Steph and Clay, right? You know who the third shooter would be? Reggie bleeping Miller.
Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
How about that? Reggie bleeping Miller. And I know Reggie still has a stroke, even after being away from the game for so many years. So you have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Reggie Miller against Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark, and Sabrina Ionescu. You mean to tell me that won't draw an audience?
Yeah.
We're putting all this together for them. I mean, we just gotta find another male shooter, because not only do you put Reggie in there, you put on the women's side, you put Cheryl,
right?
Cheryl Miller. Yeah,
she's gonna be there. She's gonna be there covering the event anyway. You put her and Reggie, because they're both broadcasters now.
I got the other male
you
for
put them in there, and you
got
so many 3 guys, 3 girls, and there you go.
We got so many choices.
I love it.
A 4-on-4 3-point shooting contest, because the next two, when Dietz said that you need to put a fourth man in there, the next two names that popped in my head, and they're both champions, by the way, Steve Kerr, Larry Bird.
Love it.
And Larry can shoot blindfolded. I mean, this is the same man who at the old Chicago Stadium in 1988 was trailing the 3-point contest. Then he had a perfect rack, and then he goes to the corner, and the last shot he puts up, he barely lets it go, puts his finger in the air, and walks away before the ball even went through the hoop. How many times have we seen?
You know who I'd add to this list is I'd add Teresa Weatherspoon to the list. And I mean, she, after all, she's coaching Team Spoon tomorrow night at the All-Star game, and I think she'd be perfect. Or Cynthia Cooper.
You just stole the next name I had in mind, Cynthia. You know what?
See, we think alike.
Yep. See, how about we have a round of Caitlin Clark versus Cynthia Cooper?
Yeah. Wouldn't
Who would be the first? Who would be the first? And the goal in that particular contest, who would be the first to run the table? That's what you can do with that.
Yep.
That's what you can do with that. The next round, current player versus a legend, Sabrina and Cheryl Miller.
You know, tonight they're actually doing a current player versus legends game at the United Center.
Oh, man. So, 20,000 in the United Center.
Yeah.
And I've done games at the UC. Hang tight, Dietz. I've done games at the UC. Oh, we got a timeout. Dietz, go.
Timeout. Breaking news.
Oh no.
I'm a break news right now.
All right.
LeBron James is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Holy cats.
Hey, Snowman. Hey, Snowman.
Yes, sir.
Give me this camera.
Camera's yours.
LeBron James. You thought you hated Boston fans before? Wait till you show up in a 76ers jersey.
LeBron James, your ass is about to be handed to you.
Next year is gonna happen.
You thought you were getting it when you were with Cleveland. There's nobody, the Boston Celtics. There's nobody the Boston Garden hates more than the Philadelphia 76ers. Show up in that uniform. Let's go.
There is so much of a history with the Celtics and the Sixers. First playoff, and I just know playoff series with these two teams. I've seen regular season games at the old Spectrum and at the old Boston Garden. Okay, there you go, Dietz.
I want that blankie.
I will say that as a fan, I hated the Boston Celtics, the old school Celtics, but gotta love the way that their team was put together. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, and my team at the time was Philadelphia. Why? Julius Erving. Well, on one day in 1982 at the old Garden, the Celtics, and I think Dietz remembers this, the Celtics were introduced to someone that got nicknamed the Boston Strangler. His name, Andrew Toney.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. I haven't thought about him in years.
And Tony's if Toney didn't have so many foot injuries, I believe he'd be a Hall of Famer, because after that game, his career took off. The next year, he won a championship. And then beginning late 84 is when he had all his foot injuries, because remember, he missed the better part of 2 years with all the foot injuries. But LeBron signing with Philadelphia.
I'm mad. I'm mad.
Why are you mad?
You know why I'm mad.
No, I'm not. No, I don't.
Share it with everybody, hon.
Go ahead, Victor.
Did you see it? I wanted just as an epic troll. I wanted him to sign with the Golden State Warriors.
I know you wanted to. I know you wanted to. Listen,
I quit.
Everybody wanted. Give me this camera. Everybody wanted to see LeBron sign with Golden State so they control my crazy ass. Well, guess what? You didn't get it, and you ain't gonna get it. And I can tell you a couple fiscal reasons why. First of all, they signed 3 different players to extensions.
Yeah.
So their cap money got used within the first month of free agency.
I gotta figure it wouldn't happen, but I'm just like, man, what if it would be an epic show? Either
and you know what?
Golden State or to Denver.
I'm gonna fry Dietz right here, and I do this playfully because Dietz was the first to start this mess.
Yes, he was.
Because about 4 weeks ago, Dietz was sitting there on this program, and he said this exact sentence to me, quote, "I'm sorry, Snowman, but LeBron will sign with Golden State." Close quote. Which led to the running joke of me saying, "I quit." I literally, folks, when Dietz said that, I literally threw my headset down and walked off screaming, "I quit."
I quit.
Because and then Victor decides to pile on after the show.
I did.
Victor decides to pile on after the show because I sent him a message knowing I was laughing at Dietz all day. Right. I was laughing at Dietz's statement all day. And I text Victor, I said, if that happens, I quit. Victor's exact response was, quote, "You can't quit. Think of the narratives." Close quote.
Now, Allie, when I pressed send on that text, I knew I said within the next 5 minutes, Snowman's going to call me and say, "Bleep you." 4 minutes and 59 seconds later,
I call him, and Victor, Victor knows me very well. So Victor just picks up and goes, "Yes." And my next 2 words were, "You."
Right.
And we laughed for 20 minutes.
But I do want to ask this question, Allie. It seems like for some reason, every chance that the W has a chance to promote themselves, they slip on a banana peel.
Yeah.
Why is that?
They fall off they fall off a cliff.
It's like you have again Sabrina Ionescu, who not only went toe to toe with Steph, but also did it from the men's shooting line, which hurt me with ESPN's coverage because they were like, "Well, think of how good she would be at the women's line." She was the men's line and only missed like what, 3?
She missed a total of 3 shots. Steph missed only 2.
Which doesn't matter with her. She go too.
And you got to remember, and folks, you got to remember a little bit of basics here. The NBA 3-point line is 20 from straight away is 23 feet 6 inches, and from the corners is an even 22 feet. The WNBA line is 22 all the way around. Right. WNBA line is 22 feet all the way around. The NBA line is 23 feet 6 inches, and Sophie was draining them.
Yes. So why don't you invite her to that? She should be like the chancellor of the 3-point contest.
She should be the number one. Yeah.
You know what? The only logic that I can take is that maybe they wanted to showcase the next generation instead of the tried and true veterans who have done this contest for many years. That's about the only excuse that they have. And the only one I know who actually declined to participate was Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark, yep.
Yeah, she was.
And Caitlin declined because of her back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caitlin has the back
She
injury.
said
So
she didn't want to compete. She didn't want to compete in the 3-point and then the All-Star game back to back.
Right.
She
right.
So she wanted to focus on playing in the All-Star game rather than.
Makes sense. I mean, her body
That's
will
why
take
that's why she declined.
her body is going to take another couple of years, maybe, to get it back to normal.
Yep.
And as we've talked about, this very physical brand of basketball that they're playing now is not going to be kind to any of the WNBA players. Derrick Rose once said that he was really worried about not being able to walk at his son's high school graduation.
Yeah. I remember that.
And the women have to think of the same thing. You know, many of them are carrying babies around right now after their time on the court is done, and they've got to make sure that they're in better condition. And you know, it is very tough. If you have a pristine body, it's not going to stay that way. I remember James Big Cat Williams.
Yes.
The former Chicago Bear told me, he goes, I feel like crap every game. Every game. I just feel like crap. And he was honest about it, that how the kind of physical toll that your body takes. And so I'm for all the crap that Caitlin Clark is saying now, she definitely is going to run out her body before her skill goes.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thing.
It is.
The classic line from Robert Downey Jr. is, "This is not an accident. It's by design."
It's by design.
It's by design.
Yeah.
This is being designed to, hey, let's lessen Caitlin Clark's career. That's what's being done to her.
That's right. You believe in the cabal. So.
I do. And by the way, to answer Victor's question, and Victor has access to this, Allie has access to this, Brian Snow, you have access to this because I posted it earlier. Like I said, article just came out at 8:30 this morning, and I posted it in the group chat.
Yep.
All of the things. And to answer Victor's question of why is this happening, 2 things from that article. We'll probably talk more about it next week because everybody needs to dissect it, and it's a long article. But the WNBA office has gone from 12 employees to 85.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
In a 3-year period. Wow. Okay? Including the addition of, I wrote these 2 down because it's interesting, and we're talking about, hey, marketing in the league. What are you doing?
Yes.
Including the additions of a chief marketing officer and chief growth officer. And what are we talking about here? Oh, how they failed to market this league to the right people.
Right.
Can I ask a question? I need to pose this question. Once again, give me this camera. Dear WNBA, what in the all types of blue hell took you so long? What have we always talked about? What have we always talked about when we talk sports here, especially with the W, with Allie being here? Where have one of the points where they have failed the most? Marketing the league and marketing the players. How they are marketed, where they are marketed, which leads to this point. And Damien, I'm going to shut you up once and for all. Damien and quite a few others are so mad of all the shine that Caitlin Clark gets. Here's where the marketing comes in. They were doing that at Iowa. They were pursuing her before she even took the floor her junior year at Iowa, because before the NIL deals became live and wild, after the championship game against LSU in 2023, That's when it all exploded. And that's when every brand she has right now hitched their wagon to Caitlin Clark, just like Nike hitched their wagon to Michael Jordan in 1984, because they knew at the time, and it still proves to be true today with his airness, as well as CC, they got a winner. They got a winner. So the WNBA clearly messed up. They clearly messed up.
Well, they clearly messed up by something that Allie mentioned before.
Yeah.
Allie mentioned this before, and it sparked right onto my notes from today's show of the question of, can this be fixed? Can this league be fixed? And not the way it's being run now. And I'll give you prime examples. Allie just said, what are they trying to promote? Youth rather than nostalgia.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Let's look at previous people that have tried to do this. The MCU, crash and burn. Yep. They tried to promote new people and get out the old. Wait, they're failing now. Star Wars. Hey, the Disney trilogy. The Disney trilogy. Let's push our Disney stars and let's kill off Han, Luke, and Leia. Oh, wait, Star Wars is dead. Go down every single. There are so many examples I can give you of, hey, let's promote it. What you want to do is integrate both. You want to promote your nostalgia while bring up the youth. Yes. That's how you do this. You don't force feed the youth, because guess what? Nobody knows them and nobody cares.
When you kill off the nostalgia, you burn a very important bridge. You burn a very important bridge.
There's a reason why the new Star Wars failed, sort of, and the reason why Cobra Kai succeeded.
Oh, Cobra Kai kept the tradition
because they embraced their nostalgia and introduced their young characters through Danny and Johnny. Yep. They introduced us to new characters and got us to care about the young because we care about the old.
Right.
Exactly.
That's how you do this.
That's the bridge. That's the bridge. And I'll say it again. They burn the Star Wars burned that bridge. I'm a Star Wars fan. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm an old school Star Wars fan. Actually, when the stand-up video game came out in 1983, my dad handed me a $20 bill and I blew it all playing Star Wars. But be that as it may, but that's how you introduce.
That's right. That's why this game is.
Victor and Droid, you can get in on this. Video games.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Last of Us Part 1, great video game.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Last of Us Part 2? Kill off Joel in the first 5 minutes of the game. Nobody cares about the game. Halo was awesome because Master Chief was great. What do? Try to introduce us to a new character by kicking Master Chief to the curb.
Right.
Nobody buys the game. Nobody cares about Halo anymore.
Didn't work.
That's fair.
This is not. Oh, you're just harping on how this is across the board. Across the board, these are bad ideas that have been done before. We've watched companies crash and burn, and the WNBA says, "Hold my beer. We can make this work. Hold on. Let's try this again. Let's run this out there again."
Dietz, the thing is that when that's why I think their WNBA All-Star game is so good in that they brought back Cynthia Cooper and Teresa Weatherspoon to helm the two All-Star squads, and also by pairing this crazy matchup of legends and current players in tonight's game at the United Center. I mean, that thing is sold out. The entire All-Star Weekend is sold out.
It's sold out.
And so I think that they get the concept of and the fact is that the WNBA is 30 years old this year. And the fact is that they have made incredible strides in terms of building it as a product and building it. And, you know, a large part of the financial success can be attributed to Kathy Engelbert, as ugly as the CBA negotiations were this year.
God.
And as we've mentioned before, the only real big flaw in Kathy Engelbert's cachet of skills is that she is not a people person. She doesn't develop relationships. She was never evaluated on relationships.
How many times have you said that over the course of your time here about that?
100 probably. And it's because she's a Deloitte and Touche leader, and she was judged on how much she made. And the current valuation of the WNBA is $3.1 billion.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. So, you know, but will she be there for the next 30? No, she will not.
Another quote from that article about what Ali just said. When asked about Kathy Engelbert, she's not personable, defensive, dismissing, condescending, and out of touch, said by current WNBA executives.
Yes. 20. That article quoted 20 different executives. And Alexa Philippou did her job. She was talking in the very right manner of, you know, how other WNBA executives feel about her, how the players felt about Kathy Engelbert. The thing is, who can replace her in terms of money and, you know, warm fuzzies for the league?
I'll do the half of it. I'll do the warm fuzzies. Give me part of that commissionership position. I'll make sure. And you know how I do it? I'd strap on the headset. Every major game would go through Snowman Multimedia. Period. Every major game will go. I'll have someone else. You know what? Here's what I do. Now, this is totally hypothetical, folks. This is totally hypothetical, but I'm gonna run with it. Give me the headset and give me the marketing. Okay. I will put my beautiful wife in charge of bringing the money in because she has. I will admit this aloud, and I've admitted this aloud for the past 8 years. She has more of a business sense than I. And while we're getting SMSN together and getting Snowman Multimedia together, she says, you do your part with getting out there and meeting people and shaking hands. I'll do the rest behind the scenes. There, problem solved. And if people want to come after me and say, oh, you're being a homer towards Caitlin Clark, give me this camera. I don't give 2/5 of a damn what you think. You protect your best players, just like David Stern did in the 80s with Magic and Bird and Julius, and of course, his airness, Michael Jordan. So Damian Hernandez, you can take that, and I mean this playfully, Damian Hernandez, you can take that bullying quote and shove it up your ass. There. Because I'm tired. I am tired of seeing players get mistreated often. Let me be more specific. Since it's Friday and it's my birthday week, I'm gonna let the whole homer come out of me. I'm tired of seeing the Indiana Fever get screwed. Not just Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, period. And it goes to what Dietz said earlier in the program. Every other team in the W, and if I'm wrong, please prove me wrong, I invite it. Every other team in the W has only an average of 3 or 4 missed calls. All right? In the time I've been covering the Fever, which is from 2024, every single doggone Indiana Fever game has a canyon of missed calls. Most of them against Caitlin Clark. All right? Alyssa Thomas, anybody? But I will point to, somebody asked me recently, and we got about a minute left. Yep. Someone asked me recently to point out an example of a call being missed without Caitlin Clark being on the floor. I got you. Let's go back to Game 5 of the WNBA semifinals in Las Vegas, Nevada, between the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces. Caitlin Clark was nowhere in sight. Why? She's out for the year with several injuries, not just one, as the main pundits reported. She had 3 at the same time that she was dealing with. Okay? No, none at all. None at all. But 3 different injuries kept Caitlin Clark out for the rest of the season. She was out since July 15th. Aaliyah Boston does not touch A'ja Wilson. Not a piece. We're late in regulation. Aaliyah's playing with 5 fouls. But she was cooking A'ja Wilson. Say what you want. I know Asia's the best player in the game right now, but she was getting hammered by Aaliyah Boston. In fact, Aaliyah Boston was working a double-double at the time. They whistled her for her 6th foul, and I'm a research madman. I went back and looked at the tape several times. Aaliyah Boston did not touch A'ja Wilson at all. And this is after the Fever had wiped out a 14-point deficit in 8.5 minutes to get even. 8.5 minutes to get even. That 6th foul, that bad call, cost Indiana not only the series, but I believe it cost them a championship. I believe it cost them a championship because had they not made that call, and Aaliyah Boston was allowed to continue to play, she'd have cooked them in overtime in 2.5 minutes. Because what were the Fever doing? They were riding Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah found her groove mid-third quarter, and they kept going to her. And then the next player they tried to come after they got Aaliyah Boston out of the game was Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell had 31 that game. 31 before cramps took her out of the game. And the Fever just simply ran out of gas and lost 107-98 in overtime. So for those of you who think, oh, you're just a homer about Caitlin Clark and the Fever. Yes, I am. But you know what? I'm like Jim Durham and the other greats that have called games. I call it right down the middle. If it's a good play, it's a great if it's a great play, it's a great play. No matter who's playing, what team is playing, and what player is playing. So y'all get that homerism stuff out of your head. Yes, I cheer on my team from behind the microphone, but I also call it fairly. As the late, great Jim Durham said, the coach can design all the plays they want. And I've said this during several Indiana Fever games. The execution is up to you. And if the Indiana Fever don't execute, I call it out every single time. And we got to scram. Alison Moran joining us, the token female takeover every single Friday during this program. Allie, thank you very much, my dear. We love you, and we'll talk to you in a week. Thank you much.
Love you too. Happy birthday year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Thanks.
All right, we got to scram. Have a great weekend. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are. We hope y'all are too. And I think I may have Dog have a story close us out of here. So long, everybody. Dog's son laughed at me one day while I was on the air. That
Yes, he
little
did.
rascal.
By the way, for a laugh, Kathy
Yeah.
Engelbert disconnected and condescending. What is Vince McMahon now teaching people how to be CEOs?
Goodbye. We'll see y'all Monday. Out.
Road in Boston.
I'll have a Braun Sexual confession on Monday. So long, everybody.